Good morning and assalamualaikum to everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining us today for today panel discussion. Today we are going to discuss with our panelists here about the issue of education that affect communities, economies, and the environment worldwide. I'm Nur Najwa Ashila and I will be moderating this session entitled Book Smart versus Street Smart, Bridging a Gap to Real World Readiness. Ladies and gentlemen, in today's fast-paced and ever-changing world, we often hear the debate between being book smart, having academic knowledge, and being a street smart, possessing practical, real world wisdom. Both are valuable, but how we bring these two approach to prepare individual for real world success. That's the conversation we are about to explore today. We are fortunate to have four distinguished panelists to help us explore this critical issue and discuss potential solution. Without further ado, let me introduce our panelists. Our first panelist here is known to be a hardworking person. Give a warm welcome to our first panelist, Nur Fadlin binti Fadlil Alamin. How are you today?
Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon to everyone. I am fine, thank you. My name is Nur Fazlin binti Fadlin Alamin and I'm a mother of two and I'll be the first panelist for today. My focus will be on supporting Booksmart. As why I said that is because I want my children to have more options in life. As a mother, of course, I want the best for my children. So I believe developing Booksmart is the best thing I can do to encourage my children. I want them to know what they want to be, how they live, and so on. So I'll be a strict parent, as this one article called The Tiger Mom Effect is Real by Alice Park. And the other reason why I chose Booksmart is because I worry about the risk and effect that comes from street smart. For example, in order to know how to react to someone who try to sexual harass you, you need to experience it first. So I don't want my children to experience that kind of thing, that kind of thing. So the other reason is the effect is also huge. According to this one article from Dr. Jeremy Divinity called the trauma of street smart, he said that he said that street smart can make a person difficult to trust others and express their emotions. So I don't want my children to be like that. It makes me unknown my own children about their true colors. So I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Next up, our second panelist, Ferdinand and Agas. What are you up to this day, Ferdinand?
Thank you very much, moderator, for asking. I'm doing good today.
Okay, Ferdinand. What's your opinion on our topic today?
All right. I would like to say a very good evening to the all panelists and moderator. I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Ferdinand Anagas. I am a teacher, and as a teacher myself, I very much support Book Smart, and I support that education is very much important for everyone. So I would like to start with my first point today, which is education help individual to have a critical thinking and problem solving. As a as a book smart person, they do need education. So me as a teacher, we were asked to teach students to have a critical thinking and problem solving mindset through our teaching methods based on the latest education system. As we all know, education system keep changing and evolving by time and time. So critically thinking is typically taught in schools as a general talent and that may be taught in a generic manner. Teaching critically thinking, much alone, the specialized abilities for each subject and field of knowledge is difficult given the academic load. So I found one interesting articles that was titled "Importance of Critical Thinking in Education" by Raj Tilak and Chauhan, Prashant and Mehrota, Rashmi and Sharma, and Las Meknashi. So in this article, it was highlighted that critical thinking encompasses not just the ability to think rationally and predictably, but also the ability to apply these skills to real world challenges. So basically, in this point is that we can assure that book smart person that have a basic education can survive a real world challenges. But however, for someone who is street smart person, they do need education as a basic for them to start surviving in the real world challenges, which is basically adult life. Other than that, in this article, I also want to highlight that critically thinking is not limited to student, but also every individuals that also in working life because individual with a strong critical thinking skills will be valued in a rapidly changing workplace. Anyone who is a book smart person that have enough education levels or even more higher education levels um, tends to tends to easily adapt with any types of new workplace, and they can think rationally and very much fastly in solving problems in no matter what workplace they've been through. So that's for my first point. I would like to go to my second point, which is um, education can help to reduce any inequality in terms of race and social status. As an educator myself, one of the most effective strategies for leveling the playing field according to educators is education itself. Racial, economic, and social division can be lessened with the aid of a quality education. By providing everyone, regardless of background, with the chance to acquire the knowledge, skills, and credentials required for better jobs and a better life, education can help lessen inequality. So I would like to refer one of the article that I have read, which is the role of education in reducing poverty and social inequality by Encik Rahman. So in this article, it was highlighted that since education gives people the knowledge and skills they need to find employment, it has significant impact on their income. People can obtain better jobs, come with fresh ideas, and adapt to the changes in the world more readily with education and training. Japan, for instance, is renowned for having one of the top educational systems. It is emphasized educated student moral principles and assisting them in developing completely as individual. As a result, Japan unemployed rate was low by 2023 at 24%. So I would like to pick point that education, we can gain education very much freely as our government, for example, Malaysia, give education for free. So there was no reason for a streetmart person to say that education is very much unfair and not equal to everyone, because education, you can gain any types of education, whether it's from high school, from experience, but it's still considered as one of education itself. So I do like to say, no matter what, where you go, as individual itself, you do need education as a necessity and basic to survive in the real world challenges itself. So, in conclusion, education is very much important, and becoming a book smart person can improve ourselves more to survive in the real world challenges itself. So that's all for me. Thank you very much.
Alright, thank you, Ferdinand. Next is the third panelist in the house, Nick Nur Dalili binti Nick Mustafa. Okay, Dalili, are you ready to share your insight on our topic today? Since you against book smart.
Yes, I'm ready to share my perspective for today's topic.
So, Dalili, so Dalili, could you kindly share your viewpoint regarding our topic?
Yes, of course. So, Assalamu alaikum and hi everyone. My name is Dalili Mustafa and I am the founder of Bakes and Brews, your local pastry shop. So, as the first speaker from the opposing side, I would like to begin by challenging the common belief that academic qualifications are the ultimate key to success. So, while education can be useful, it's not always enough, especially in the real world, where success depends less on memorizing facts and more on how you react under pressure. So, therefore, I believe street smarts are far more important in today's world. And let me explain why from the perspective of an entrepreneur. So, my first point is that practical experience builds adaptability and resilience under pressure. So, in the real world, especially in business, success isn't just about how many books you've read, but how well you can handle unpredictable challenges. So, being street smart means you've been in situations where things could go wrong and you have to act on it fast. Personally, I've experienced this firsthand while running my own business, such as ingredients that didn't arrive on time, or when customers flooded in unexpectedly and I had to quickly adjust the kitchen workflow and even manage short staffed shifts. So, this experience has taught me to always stay composed and find quick solutions during stressful moments. As a matter of fact, evidence has shown that experience often stimulates new ways of thinking and develops abilities that are not just constrained to a specific job. For example, being flexible is a really important skill, especially when you might end up working in a field that's unrelated to your degree at all, or need a practical application, even if you only have theoretical knowledge about it. And that's why flexibility is one of the most valuable traits to have in today's job market. And not to mention, gaining hands on experience also makes it easier for us to remember what we've been taught and apply it in different situations later on. So, this approach is known as experiential intelligence, according to psychologist Robert Sternberg. And honestly, this actually makes a lot of sense. We actually tend to remember things more deeply when we experience them ourselves. It is the same reason why I never forget how to manage a rush hour at the shop because I've been through it. And that kind of resilience and problem solving cannot be gained just by sitting in a classroom, but it comes from doing, failing, adjusting, and also improving. And then apart from that, street smarts also encourage you to develop real world skills that employers actually value. So these days, a lot of people feel that having a good degree on its own is not enough. And in some cases, they even question whether it's worth the fees and years of studying. Instead, most people believe that developing practical skills are much more important, especially in many countries where employers are now focusing more on hiring people who have real hands on abilities. So, even if you graduate from one of the best universities in the world, it won't mean anything if you don't have the skills to actually do the job. So, my point is that a degree can only get you into the workforce, but it won't help you advance if you don't have the ability to do the work. Employers, customers, and managers are drawn to a person based on their ability to demonstrate talent. And this is supported by findings from Burning Glass Institute, in which the percentage of jobs requiring a college degree dropped from 51% in 2017 to only 44% in 2021. So, from this evidence alone, we can say that our personal talents and abilities are much more significant to employers than our academic background. And that is why I strongly believe that a person with talent can still succeed without a degree.
but not the other way around. So having a good education does not automatically make someone a great lawyer or doctor, especially if their true passion lies in something like painting or photography. Because at the end of the day, what really matters is competence. Especially in today's highly competitive world, it's difficult to thrive without genuine ability, which leads to the gap between formal education and the skills required in the workforce. So, this is because many college graduates are entering the workforce without the proper technical skills, professional presence, or understanding of workplace dynamics needed to survive and also succeed. In fact, I've read a survey that was conducted by Forage in 2025 that 55% of the hiring managers say they had to fire a recent college graduate not because they weren't smart, but because they lacked basic workplace skills like communication, time management, and professionalism. So, this actually shows a huge gap between how prepared they feel and what the job market actually expects. And this is exactly why street smarts are essential because you're forced to learn skills like negotiation, digital marketing, handling finances, working in teams, and solving real problems. And the best part is you don't need a degree or even a business degree to learn this. So I've personally picked up these skills through only watching YouTube tutorials, mentorship, and just trials and errors without a business degree to back me up. So, in short, street smarts actually help prepare you for the demands of the workplace, not just the theory of it. And that makes you much more valuable in the eyes of an employer. So, to sum it up, street smarts are much more crucial for success because it builds adaptability and resilience under pressure and also helps to develop real world skills that employers actually care about. So, that is it for me. Thank you, and back to you, Ms. Moderator.
Thank you, Dalini. Last but not least, let me introduce our last panelist for today, Dian Nafisa binti Azian. I heard that you are a UCAM graduate. So, how are you and what your stand on what we have discussed today?
Okay, thank you very much. I'm doing great. Thank you, Miss Moderator. So my name is Dia Nafisa, and I am a graduate from Faculty of Social Science and Humanities, University Kebangsaan Malaysia. Assalamualaikum, good morning to our dear panelists, and I am happy to give my insights on this matter. As a recent graduate, I spent years buried in books, chasing good grades and memorizing theories. But once I stepped into the real world interviews, internship, group project, and everyday life, I just realized something important, which is that being street smart is not just useful, but it's essential. From my experience as a student, textbooks don't teach you how to survive adult life. Being street smart doesn't mean you're not intelligent, but a street smart person is a very self-aware. They have higher social skill and emotional intelligence. Meanwhile, a book smart person only learns and memorizes theories from textbooks. Just like our panelist Dalili mentioned before, for students entering real world, survival means knowing how to handle everyday responsibilities like paying taxes, renewing your license, dealing with difficult coworkers, or managing work stress. In article to find careers, students need more real-world skill. Kite Mays states that 7 out of 10 students feel high school has at least somewhat prepared them to succeed in college. Meanwhile, only 2 out of 10 students feel high school very much has prepared them with skills to join workforce right out of high school. This proves that book smart is not enough and street smart is important in order to survive in our careers. Other than that, believe it or not, street smart build better networking skill. First of all, networking isn't taught in school. It's a skill that comes from being observant, respectful, and socially smart. People with street smart often know how to talk to anyone, from a classmate to a CEO, and that gives them a huge advantage in both student life and future careers. As a fresh graduate, I know that in class we might study communication theories. However, street smart teaches us when to speak, how to read the room, and how to leave a strong impression. According to What is Street Smart Networking by Ruth Allen, the president of Prince and Associate Inc., he states that networking requires strategy, emotional awareness, and adaptability. When you combine what you learn from books with real-world experience, you can build strong career connection. For example, if a book smart person, they might know all the right communication theories, but when a client gets angry during a meeting, they freeze and don't know what to say. If you have street smart, you will be able to respond in a way that makes the client feel heard and understood. In the end, being book smart is a good foundation, but it's street smart that help you apply what you know to real life challenges. So, as graduates, let's not just focus on what's written in book, but also sharpen our instinct, learn from real experience, and become street smart in the way we live and lead. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. As we wrap up, let's reflect on what we have learned today. We have seen that book smart, like academic knowledge, theories, and structured learning are essential, but so are street smart, such as practical skill, adaptability, resilience, and emotional intelligence. Real world readiness is not about choosing between two. It's about blending them, building on both, and find way to continually learn beyond the classroom. I want to sincerely thanks to our panelists, Dalili, Ferdinand, Dian, and Fazlin, for generously sharing their expertise and experience. Let's continue to bridge this gap together in our school, in our homes, and in our community. Once again, thank you and have a great day ahead.